back at what happened in week 5 and look ahead to week 6. So joined as always by Foley.
Oh, it stinks.
There he is. And we are welcoming back after a 2-week hiatus, Kev Moneyball, fresh off of a historic 24-6 flag football victory today, where he heroically led his team to victory on a gammy hammy against a very stiff opposition, a ferocious team of 12-year-olds. So, Kev, welcome back.
Some of them are at least 17. You take that back. It's nice to be here, quashing the comments that I only appear when I'm winning. So,
yes, because you've not done a lot of that over the last few weeks.
It was really annoying to see that I'd smugly changed my name to 3-0 as like a kind of joke to have to sign in today.
Were you 3-0?
No, I was 2-0, and I was like, oh, might as well change this ahead of next appearance. It's just like, you knob.
What was what was your stat line from today?
It was questionable. I did throw a TD though.
Go on.
On a kind of flea flicker fake. So
how many points would you have got me?
At least 20. So I also had an interception.
I had Kyle Allen last week. I'll take you over him any day of the week.
Yeah, on the probable list for next week though. So
Iron Man football going both ways.
Yeah. This is the content people have tuned in for.
Kev's flag football antics. Well, you've already alluded to how you're getting on so far, Kev. So come on, how do you get on in Warrior this week?
I got absolutely drilled, so it was not a pleasant experience. I had some players who I've not had any big injuries, and I didn't have anyone on the COVID list, and I still managed to end up with an absolute stinker of a week. So, not great. So now I'm being needled online.
You are being needled.
Upsetting.
Boom at big time. Probably a pick 6 to an 11-year-old. Yeah.
I told you, some of them are up to 17. I'm not on trial here.
Dear, oh dear. Foley, how about you? How did you get on this week?
I had the third highest score so far this season in my league. I had a good week.
Nice.
And I also had Scotty Miller take a dump on my team and Kyle Allen get nutted off the pitch. And I still did well. So I had a good week. Back on it. I was 2-2, looking down the slippery slope towards Shipton, and ended up 3-2. But I've capitalised on that victory by making a very, very big fruity trade, which we'll talk about later.
We will. It's been very, very busy with trades this week. Maiden mentioned it on Twitter earlier. I think I said 9 on the tweet. There's now been another one since then. So there's 10 trades in the last 24 hours. So obviously people are getting to this point, 1 and 4, 2 and 3, thinking need to make some changes. Time to make some moves and make some things happen. So I made a trade this week as well, which again we'll cover off in a little bit.
Did you? Oh yeah, you did. Yeah,
I did. We'll cover that in a sec.
Not like you. You usually like to just completely drill people down and get the best of them, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about. So for me, I lost this week, so I'm now at 2 and 3.
Ooh.
So I was playing Dougie83 this week. I had a bit of a mare, to be honest. So I've got 4 QBs on my roster. I could only actually manage to muster up playing 1. I had Cousins. He started. Stafford was on a bye. I had Cam, who was on COVID, and I thought, I'll pick up Stidham so I can replace him when Cam doesn't play. Game got panned. So, yeah. Not good.
Ian Thomas. Sunshine.
Ian Thomas, you may recall, I started in week 2, and he put up 0. So I dropped him. And then I had to pick him up this week because I'm
going to give you another chance.
I had Tonyan on a bye, and then I had Akins was out last minute, so Thomas was available. I was all right, I'll just take him, and he rewarded me with another big fat 0.
Two first names. That's the problem.
You're probably right. You're probably right, but he will be gone also very shortly.
How's that late round tight end strategy working out so far? Is it...
Well, really well. Loving the late round tight end strategy so far. Yeah. But I have got Tonyan, so hopefully now his bye week's out of the way, we'll be looking a bit. And actually, I have addressed my tight end strategy through trades. So, which again, we'll have a little look at in a little bit. But this week we've got Bidreg Flink. I've got this week, so he's at 3-2. So he's got a better record than me, although he is behind me in the overall leaderboard. I'm 58th. He's only 79th. So, but Foley, have you seen where you are in the overall leaderboard? Have you had a look?
What am I? 26th, 27th, 25th, something like that.
It's about 26, 27, I think. Yeah.
So I know I've been involved in Warrior Bowl from the very, very start, and I speak to you pretty much every day about it. But how does it work again with the scoring?
What do you mean, how does it work? You're going to have to be more specific.
What do I have to do? Do I have to score like the most points again? Or something? I genuinely can't remember what it is. Like, what do I have to score the most points?
For what? What, to win each week?
No, not to win each week. That's fantasy football. No, to win the Warrior
that's
Bowl.
why I don't know what you're asking me.
To win the Warrior Bowl.
To get in the playoffs?
That's it.
Right, okay. See, the key word you missed out there was playoffs.
Right.
Okay. So, so there's playoffs for the division.
Yeah.
And overall championship playoffs. So, division playoffs is the top 3 based on record and the top overall point scorer.
Right.
And then for the big playoffs, the main playoffs, there's 2 guaranteed from each division.
Right.
Top record, top scorer. And then the rest go across your conference. And there'll be the 10 next best records across the conference and the 10 next best records and highest point scorers across the conference.
I should have paid attention when you were talking about
You should have.
Do you know the players as well on the screen? Are they real players? Like, where do the points for them come from?
Yeah.
Do you just make them up?
I want to see Kev up there. Put Kev's name up there.
I just jumble them up and come out with them at the end.
Yeah. Random like Pro Evo players from back in the day.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's 2 conferences, 10 divisions in each conference. 40 make the overall playoffs from each conference. 2 from each division, and then the other 20 are just across the conferences, best records and highest scorers.
I'd like to tell you I've been inundated on Twitter with people asking to re-clarify what the scoring format is, but I just didn't know.
It's just you. In fairness, I was going to pull the screen grab off of the website to show it today, but I forgot.
Oh.
So I haven't. But yeah, what we'll probably do, I think after week 7, so in 2 weeks' time, we'll try. So once we're past halfway point of the regular season, what we'll try and do is get something on the website that shows sort of playoff standings, and if the season ended now, whether you would be in the playoffs or not, and sort of a bit of a in the hunt sort of thing.
That's a good idea. We're getting the guru to do that.
I'll be relying on him for the data, and then I'll probably format it up and stick it on the website. That's the plan. So from week 7 onwards, we'll hopefully, as I say, have something on the website that shows a bit more who's making the playoffs, who's not making the playoffs, just to make it a little bit clearer.
I look forward to being almost mathematically out of it by the time that goes up.
I mean, it might be you and me both. It might be a very depressing exercise for me. But yeah, so if you are, and that's the thing, if you are struggling for wins, but you're putting up decent scores so far, actually, you've still got a shot at making the playoffs. So yeah.
All right.
Good question though, Foley. Good question.
Thank you.
So what we'll do, we'll have a quick look at some of the other matchups from this week. So the game of the week. So the highest scoring matchup this week was in the Xena division. So that was Jack Humphrey from Kickers Matter podcast and KOG. So they combined for 372 points this week.
Some terrible scores in there as well, isn't there? They've done well there.
Some of the individual players didn't put up, like Herndon 5.4, not great. Jefferson 5.3. He was disappointing. But yeah, they combined for the highest scoring matchup. And KOG was the unluckiest man in Warrior Bowl this week because he was the highest scoring loser. So he gets the Foley hug of the week.
Yeah.
Whether that's a blessing or a curse, I don't know, but we'll let him be the decider of that.
It depends if he's wearing his T-shirt and if it smells as much as he's claiming it is not a blessing.
That's probably true.
Oh yeah,
that's probably
you don't
true.
Want a hug from me, Sunshine. Don't lose next week, or you'll get this smell.
So next one, biggest blowout. So the biggest margin of victory. So that was in the William Wallace division. That was Go Cal versus B Wit from Belly Up. So that was 169 to 87. So that's nearly an 82 point margin.
Oh mate, thanks for coming.
So yeah, he's been let down in a few places there, hasn't he? Really?
Yeah.
Alan only got less than
when
10.
you say a few places, yeah.
Well, Kamara did all right. Kamara put up nearly 20 points.
Alvin Kamara there is the equivalent of the T-800 being lowered into the lava at the end of Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Yeah, I mean, Kamara got 20, Evans got 15, and Hunter Henry got 14, and the rest most were sub 5 after that, which is not ideal. But yeah, to be fair, you can see there's someone like Alan got knocked out, literally. Cooper obviously lost Dak. So yeah, a few unfortunate ones there, but yeah, that's the biggest blowout of the week. The narrowest victory was in the Trojan division. So that was Minshew Brofist versus Lane Mitchell. So that was a 0.66 margin of victory. So very, very close.
I can't imagine
in his Superflex. Oh no, he lost. Ooh.
I can't imagine having Russell Wilson as your QB1 and losing to a guy who's got Foles putting up less than 12 points. That has got the sting.
But he's also got Joe Burrow in his Superflex who put up 1.3. So that's unfortunate. And you're going to feel especially bad because the last time Kev was here was when we did the week 3 stream. And Lane Mitchell was on the end of the narrowest defeat that week as well. So he lost to IDP Iggy by 0.8 points in week 3. Oof.
Sounds to me like it's coaching then, is what you're saying.
Well, it might be. Mental errors, I think, is probably what it is. Leaving too many points on the field.
He needs a fullback in there. That'll fix him.
Bang it up the chuff with the fullback. Everyone's favourite play.
Okay.
But yeah, so unlucky twice. He's been unlucky and been on the lost by less than half a point and had the lowest margin of defeat anywhere. And then better lucky than good. So that was from the Spartan division. So the lowest winning score of the week. So that was Sky Blues with 110. So he, again, just quite a narrow victory, 5 points. But yeah, he was the luckiest person in Warrior Bowl this week with the lowest winning score.
Good lad. Better lucky than good. I like that title.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Yeah, I'd rather be a lucky general than a good general.
Seems fair.
Yeah.
So,
Michael Thomas in. Michael Thomas chinned somebody.
Did he have him in?
Yeah. Professor Flex.
I see him now, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Under the immense tight end talents of Olsen and Herndon. Just So a few other stats for you. So here's the leaderboard. Again, if you might have seen it, so we've got a leaderboard that's up on the website every week.
Stop chopping it off at 20, you bastard.
Why?
Because I want my name on there.
If you get to 20, I'm chopping it off at 19. Just be aware.
I bet you would as well. Top one so far is this person. There's nobody else, and I'd be at 2.
Exactly. Glad we understand. So for the second week at the top, we've got Pat Tammer's NFL from Touchdown and Familia, and then the top 5 very similar to who we had there last week. So we have Lucky Fantasy Guy in second. That's Martin, who is obviously watching and has just commented there to say that he's second. I think he's pretty pleased with that.
Good shout out.
Absolutely. Grower, who was at the top for a couple of weeks, is now back. He dropped out last week and he's back in this week.
Tim representing the Gladiator division. Good lad. Although he battered me a couple of weeks ago, so, love him and hate him.
He's first appearance in the top 5, and then Murph from 5 Yard Rush in the top 5.
Murph's always just there, isn't he? He's always just like 5th, 4th, ready to pound.
He's been around near the top for the last few weeks, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So no big changes up there. So we'd have 12 teams that are now undefeated across all the 20 divisions. There's no division anymore that's got more than one team that's undefeated, so we can't have a battle of the undefeateds until we get to the playoffs. And there's 5 teams yet to win. Just 5. So the race is on to who's going to be the last person to pick up a win in Warrior Bowl. So we will see who that's going to be. And Martin's just commented there, say he's lost Dak. So it'd be interesting to see how many of those guys in that top 20 had Dak and have now lost Dak, and see how that's going to pan out for them. I imagine there was a lot of fab spent on Dalton this week. Whether those guys spent it or not, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
What was Dak? He was like, QB3 was he before last week? Before he went down, he was right up there, wasn't he?
He was right up there, yeah. Definitely top 3, I would say.
Yeah. Bunch of the nuts, that is.
So yeah, he's going to be a big loss for those guys. So there's a few more bits of info. So the lowest 5-0 team, the lowest scoring 5-0 team is Giants UK from the Trojan division.
Giants UK.
Giants UK.
As in the New York Football Giants.
Yes.
As in your team.
Yes.
Oh, sunshine.
What? It's not me.
Poor you. Poor Giant.
He's 5-0. He's doing significantly better than the Giants are at the minute. So he scored 799 points. That's the lowest of any of the 5-0.
Oh, I thought you said he was 0-5.
Teams.
He's 5-0.
No. He's the lowest scoring 5-0 team with 799 points. So he's doing well. And there is the highest scoring person with a losing record. So I've pulled this person out mainly because me and Kev know them, and so it's an opportunity to give them some grief. So Marnie 47 is the highest scorer with a losing record. So he's scored 846 points, and he's 1-4. So he's 25th overall in the point scoring. And he's at 1-4. So that is pretty unlucky. But
he's like the Blake Bortles garbage time of football. Don't give me high points, give me the wins.
Blake Bortles, exactly. I picked him up for $0 and thought this is the Snake return. This is Jake the Snake returning, and nothing. Not heard anything, have we?
No. Is that a surprise?
No, I mean, he's shit. So.
It's the headline that you're going with, Foley, is bad at football QB missing in return. Is that what you're telling us?
I am shocked by this.
Big shock.
What was the most fab spent on Dalton?
Yes. So Martin's asked for the most fab was spent on Dalton. So we're gonna do waivers and fab next. So
let's have a look.
Seamless.
seamless, good timing. So it doesn't happen very often.
Go on.
But this week,
someone
went full fab.
Yes.
So it's a bold move.
On the red.
Some would say never go full fab. Don't go all out. Never go full fab. But somebody went full fab. They spent their whole $200 on Andy Dalton.
What was the next highest bid? Do you know?
Oh, yeah,
do we have
$3,
that?
I think.
I don't know. I don't know how much it was on there. There was a lot of. It went.
Jeez Louise.
He went over $100 in a lot of leagues. In my division, I got him for $86, I think it was. But yeah, he went over 100, over 150 in quite a lot as well. So yeah, that was the only league though that he went over 200. Oh, so I think obviously didn't go over 200. The only league that he went for the full 200 was that one.
It's my thoughts. It depends what his other QB is, but I am pro Dalton personally. I've been making a few moves, and I've been getting a lot of guys for zero still because they're most. Maybe this is why I'm 2 and 3. But the people I've chased, I haven't been desperate enough to put in the offers that would needed to be to win them. So if you need a player, this is what I've been doing with my fab. I've been holding it back for if I desperately need it.
For Andy Dalton?
Not for Andy Dalton.
Good.
Because I'm okay at QB, but if I have like my running back situation is not good. I've got Ingram and Melvin Gordon. So, for example, if there's ever I don't know, the next James Robinson breaks out or someone like that, I've now got 200 all in.
Burning a hole in your pocket.
You're going to go full fab.
Full fab. Yeah.
Full fab. Well, I went for Dalton. As I say, I bid $86, I think it was. So that's the most I've bid in anyone this year. I think I'd only spent about 40 fab up to this point. And to be fair, my QBs weren't terrible. But he gave me a fourth starter, which gave me a bit of scope to make some trades, which I managed to do. Again, we'll cover off.
I've got hardly any fab left, and I don't know where I've spunked it to. Kyle Allen, I think I spent like 50 quid on. Kyle Allen.
Good. How are you feeling about that one?
I looked this morning. I was putting a bid in. I thought, right, there's somebody who won. I'm not telling you, but there's somebody who won tomorrow. I'll put a decent bid in here. Let me see what $6. What the fuck have I got $6 left?
That's what you've got left.
It's not like I've got a good team.
Wow. Here you go. How not to spend your fab, apparently.
Yeah.
I just sat here in disbelief that this man has a better record than both of us.
Only by one win. There's plenty of time.
26th in point scoring. It ain't no fluke, that. It ain't no fluke.
But if they put in a bonus place for the most fab at the end, you won't be anywhere near that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. To be fair, I think you were about 76th highest, something like that, last week. So you made a big jump this week.
Yeah. Thank you,
so,
Alvin.
yeah. But the only other player that went this week for over $50 was Travis Fulgham.
He was Fulgham love, isn't it?
Yeah. He was a popular pickup across most of the leagues. So he went. That was in my division. I think Bo picked him up for $87. I think I'd bid on him about 55.
You're confident, aren't you? You picked him up in a few places.
I picked him up in a few of the leagues that we're in. Yeah, so I think he's looked good, and I think he's not just looked like he's just been throwing the ball a lot because there's nobody else there, which is the case. But he's actually looked quite good as well, I thought. So
What is it like a Damien Williams where like 3 or 4 teams have looked at him and thought, well, you're shite, off you go, and then all of a sudden he's rocked into a building and just been a game winner.
Well, he's managed to arrive in that garbage division, hasn't he? So he's like me playing flag football against kids.
This is it. Travis Fulgham is the Kev of the under 12s flag football league. But yeah, I guess he's got there they've been in a situation where everybody is broken in Philadelphia, as they always are.
Yeah.
He's got the opportunity and he's run with it. So can't fault him on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're the waivers. So again, a bit quieter week on waivers this week.
That's why we all started trading.
It's probably right. Yeah, probably right.
Trades.
So
Trades.
Let's have a look at some of these trades. So as I say, there were 10 trades that have gone on in the last 24 hours. So 9 of which we've got on here. So they're all, again, we haven't got rosters for what people are. So we're looking at all of them in a vacuum.
Kev, don't hold back on that sharp tongue of yours. Let it fly.
Come on,
fly.
Pick one out of there. Kev.
Which one pisses you off the most, Kev?
You know, it's very tough to get past my own hatred of running backs in terms of their overvaluation. And there is a lot of running backs on here. It's almost as if the running backs haven't worked out the way everyone predicted they were going to by looking at their 2008 metric that everyone still works to.
So they all piss you off, or just
they all piss me off. They all piss me off to some extent. Yeah, I would not be a fan of losing Chase Claypool. I like the Mixon one. If I had Edwards-Helaire, I think I'd be willing to trade him for Mixon.
Well, it looks like Bell's going to rock up there tomorrow, doesn't it? So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, still not entirely convinced about Bell and what he might bring. My own personal feeling is he's going to be a bit of a LaShawn McCoy there. People are going to get very excited about him coming in, but then they're going to realise that he's not the name anymore because he did. Yeah. I don't feel like Lev Bell had a lack of effort at the Jets. I feel like he was trying really hard. The problem is I know the coaching and the O-line play was bad, but he just didn't look like the explosive player that you would associate him with.
Oh mate, if you had to play for the Jets every day, you wouldn't try very hard either, would you?
I don't know. I think I'd be slinging it around, playing safety because they've probably not got anyone to play there.
You'd be launching bombs.
It'd be like me. My hamstring is killing me, and I've got to go fix the printer because that's my real job. And they'd be like, "Look, we haven't got anyone else. You're gonna have to stay out there."
If I was getting Godwin, I'd be delighted there.
Godwin, there was another trade today the one that went a couple of hours ago that traded Godwin. So he's been traded a couple of times today. I guess people have, and understandably so, a bit concerned about he's been in, he's been out, injuries. Is that going to be the deal for the rest of the season? Is he going to be in one week, out the next?
I'd be very happy getting Godwin for Gurley at this stage. I think very, very happy.
I know. So 2 of these ones, there was 3 trades in my division today, and actually 2 of them on here. So Bo traded for Chase Edmonds earlier in the day. That trade that's on there, and then he traded Chase Edmonds away with Claypool later in the day to Will Harris because Will is basically the ultimate Mapletron truther. So he was quite happy to have him. So, 2 of those trades by the same person.
That's
today, including the same players.
I'm one of those people, sometimes like some news will come up, like Lev Bell has been cut, and I'll be like, do I have him on one of my teams? And I'll very slowly, like a pensioner, scroll through and then be like, oh no, I'm getting it confused with a league I was in 2012. And the idea that he's making trades with future trades ahead. I take back that I was criticizing Foley for not knowing the scoring now. Because I'm like, wow, I've never even thought about working a move in advance.
There you go, see? There you go.
I'm impressed.
Playing on a higher level. Than us.
Just looking at that, though, the Dobbins and Sack Moss trade for Chase Edmonds, that just feels like such a nothing trade to me at this point.
Oh, rude. Here he is. He's warmed up.
It's just Chase Edmonds, I was hearing so much about him, and he's just being a perennial disappointment. And then we were hearing the same stuff about,
have you just binned him off?
No, I think his internet broke out just as he got on a rant. Oh,
I
that's a shame.
can't be asked listening to Kev rant anymore. Click. Done.
See you later. No, that's it. We've lost him for a sec. He's disappeared. I'm sure he'll be back in a sec.
It's a good job because I disagree with you on that. Chase Edmonds has actually exceeded expectations for me massively.
He's done. He's not because he only had 3 carries, I think, last week.
Yeah.
And he put up a lot of points considering how many carries he got. But
I don't mind J.K. Dobbins in the second half of the season either. I mean, Ingram's getting slower and slower and older before our eyes. So I think Dobbins has got a shout there to.
He's back. Just as you were getting going, Kev, on your
my
rant.
therapist could sense my running back rage coming. It just pulled the plug. Quick,
Go on.
He's having a relapse. I'm calm.
Okay.
Take a deep breath. Say Chase Edmonds.
Chase Edmonds
is good.
The a lot of trades that we had.
Now we're talking. Here's the skill positions: tight ends, Justin Herbert.
Give me some QBs.
Come on, Kev. Give us your rundown on here.
I feel like as a huge Waller fan, I love getting rid of Cousins and Tate for Waller. I'm gonna imagine that's someone who was QB needy to give up someone who looks like he's being such an elite tight end scorer this year.
Yeah.
Do you know who made that trade, Kev?
Was that you?
That was me.
Was it?
I got Waller.
You've done well there.
Yep, I like that. Big fan of that. I think Andrews.
In fairness, I was trying to get Devontae Adams. I approached him trying to get Devontae Adams, and it wasn't having it. But he had a couple of good tight ends, so he was happy to give up Waller. And in fairness to him, he's QB needy. So yeah, I think actually it worked. It's worked well. It'll probably help us both out.
Yeah, that's not a bad try. That's quite fair, I think.
I think he, from memory, was one of the victims of losing Dak. So I think it works and it helps us both. I know Martin commented a minute ago. I think his trade was the Bridgewater one, and I know he's already said he lost Dak, so he needed to get himself a QB.
Wait a second. So he's got Teddy Bridgewater and McCole Hardman for a bin bag and the smaller bin. How's he done that?
Singletary's been all right so the last couple of weeks.
He's not been that good, and that's because Moss was out and he's back now, isn't he?
But he's still banged up, isn't he?
That's robbery.
I was quite down on Bridgewater coming into this year. The part of it is a kind of animosity that the first year he was out and the second year he was out, people used to say that he was better than Derek Carr. And whilst I can see Derek Carr's limitations as a real player, not fantasy, I just never thought that was true. But Bridgewater has really impressed me. He wasn't great against the Raiders, and I was all like, see, I told you that guy was a bum. But then ever since then, I've had to try and work and admit that I was very wrong on that. He has looked good.
That's Martin's trade, right? That's why he's smiling.
Yeah. The Bridgewater Hardman one.
He's done really well. Yeah, he didn't make that trade with you, Foley.
What's that?
He didn't make that trade with you, no.
No.
Oh.
So Foley's trade is also on there.
Yes.
So Foley's trade is the Kittle and Kamara trade. So tell us what you think about that one, Kev, before you know where Foley is on that.
I like that. Getting Kittle for me and getting rid of some Alvin Kamara guy. Like,
of course.
As a Saints fan, it hurts.
Was he like a kick returner or like never even heard of the guy?
He wants to be a slot wide receiver when he grows up. You see, that's what it is.
Yeah, right.
It hurts to get rid of Alvin, especially he's RB1 in the season and he's justified it. But I was thinking about this before, and the amount of times I've looked back on a season, and at some point I've had a wide receiver or running back, and they've been RB1 or wide receiver 1, and I look back, they've ended up as wide receiver 9 or running back 10. And I thought, why can't I just make that decision when they're at their peak to get some value for them? And I'm hoping this turns out to be one of those. Otherwise, I'll look like a massive bellend.
Otherwise, he's going to continue to be RB1 and get further and further ahead, and you're going to be gutted that the 49ers offense falls apart.
Well, now I know how the scoring works. I might not have done that, but you know,
it's always useful to understand how the scoring works.
Yeah.
It's no, I get your reticence with that. It's always hard to get rid of superstars, and he's looked absolutely phenomenal.
Listen to this tight end room. I've got Travis Kelce, I've got George Kittle, and I've got your boy Darren Waller, all in that tight end room. That is a manly, loving tight end room.
Once you get a fullback in there as well, it's going to be a real heavy set, isn't it? So,
pick yourself up, Caillou's check, and you're rolling.
Yeah.
Or in gold.
We want in gold, yeah.
Yeah.
Want your boy. No, I'm happy with that. I think that helps. It's African Fancy Football, Baba Joshua, I think it was, who that trades with. And I think he's thin at running back. So, you know, Kamara's not there this week. Hopefully he scrapes through from his point of view, and then next week he's got the RB1 to plug right into his team, and hopefully it continues. I'm thinking with Michael Thomas coming back, there's going to be a little bit of a reduction in targets, and that's really is where he makes his money. We've not seen much of Latavius Murray, actually. He's not really been that much of a factor. And I'm thinking down the stretch, especially, you know, coming into colder weather, when they're on the road, I think Latavius will probably get a little bit more work on the ground. I think if Thomas is taking a little bit more work through the air, I don't think he'd be bad. I just don't think he'll be as good as he's been. So now is the right time to capitalise. And also it means I've got somebody to play this week, because I have absolutely fuck all to play this week with all the bye weeks. So
yeah,
Kev liked it, so that's all that matters.
That's the downside for me with Waller. Obviously, he's out. He doesn't play this week. Yeah. So I haven't got... And in fairness, I've got a few... Actually, I am in a position... I had quite a few guys out on bye weeks last week. I've got quite a few guys out on bye weeks this week. But actually, after this week, nearly all of my best players have had their bye weeks. So I've got Cam and Stafford. They'll both have had their bye weeks. I've had Aaron Jones and Chris Carson. They've both had theirs. I'll have Waller will have had his. Tonyan will have had his. Keenan Allen will have had his. So hopefully I can actually put a full strength team out most weeks after this week. But I might end up at 2-4 after this week.
Oh, mate. And it's your tournament as well.
Well, you want to go winning it, though. It
can't go winning. That's bad form, isn't it? That's bad form. Winning your own thing, that's no good. So I'll just limp into the playoffs, and just so I can, you know, still be part of it.
I don't think you will, based on this so far.
To be fair, I'm scoring relatively well. I'm 56th overall, so I'm not scoring badly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
It does feel, overall, it does feel much more competitive than any other league I'm in. I don't know what the other divisions feel like, but it just feels like everybody knows the stuff, which is hard.
To be fair, our division has been very there's no undefeated teams in our division.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of good guys in ours, and the draft was very competitive.
Yeah.
There was no sort of howlers, and everyone's beating everybody else. So our division's it's been very competitive. So
yeah,
it's good. It's enjoyable. So that's trades. So normally we have a little mention about Thursday night football, but there is no Thursday night football this week.
Boo.
So we won't be covering that, which is a little bit odd, not having any Thursday night football.
You'd take the Bengals Browns now, wouldn't you?
I guess so. I guess we would.
You'd take the Jets and the Tech Kev's high school team right now.
Did you record that, Kev? Could we?
No, sadly not.
Oh, you should.
We'd be out on the field, and they'd be like, "There's only 4 of you. Are you sure?" I'd be like, "Well, it's just the Jets. I'm sure we'll give them a game." Don't worry that this lot have never done a kickoff, because we play flag on like a 30-yard field, because that's the only room that we've got. It'll be
Be fine.
Arnold will be out
be
there
fine.
soon.
Exactly. Yeah. Next week, let's film. If there's no Thursday night football next week, we'll stream it at like 1:00 in the morning, normal time for Thursday night football.
It's what the world needs to see.
It's what everyone needs to see. Kev limping around in a high school gymnasium.
Nothing but his pants, as per.
Well, exactly. So what's this one? Have you guys talked about the most electric and up and coming team yet?
Yeah.
Is this Pike's team?
Team?
I think this is somewhat shameless self-promotion here, I think, from Pike. But yes, he is one of those 5-0 teams, those 12 teams that are 5-0. So he's doing a lot better than all three of us.
How much fab has he got, though?
That's the real question.
I bet he's not got the full 2 blocks like I've got.
Exactly. Kev's the real winner here with his $200 of fab still sat. So yeah, I don't know how much. Indeed, he's agreeing. He's agreeing. You're clearly the moral victor here, Kev.
The Scrooge McDuck of fab.
Absolutely. When we get the second coming of Christian McCaffrey in week 12, and you're way out of the playoffs, but you've got your $200 of fab to spend on him, then you'll be sorted, won't you?
Building for next year.
Well, exactly.
Now that I've had the scoring explained to me, and then know that the players are real players, next year will be completely different.
All makes sense. There we go. 140 he's got. That's what Fabby's got. So
he's no
Kev. He's got more than me and Foley, but everyone's got more than Foley.
My missus has got more than me, and she's in the front room now.
So yeah. Foley's got 6 fab left for anybody that recently joined us.
We found that for him down the couch. So
we had a whip round.
That was just interest from my fab.
We can do 0 bids, right?
You can do 0 bids, yeah. That's how I've been rolling so far.
Lucky for you.
If you're in Foley's league, though, if I was in Foley's league, I'd just be waiting to any player I had a feeling that he was interested in, and I'd just be putting $1 on them all.
I'd be bidding 7. If Foley's got 6, I'm bidding 7 every time.
Yeah, I'm going to spunk that up the wall on somebody. I'm telling you, it won't be in 1s. It'll be in 6.
Oh dear. Well, good luck with that.
I got my tight end, boys. I got my Angels, Foley's Angels.
You got your 3 tight ends, so you should be doing all right. So what we'll have a look at last of all then, DFS. So if you haven't seen, so we've started running a weekly Warrior Bowl DFS contest over on DraftKings. So it's only $2, so nobody's getting rich off of winning it, but it's just a little bit of fun. So last week the winner was Dynamite D, who's at Fantasy Football Guru 2 on Twitter, and the boy was runner up. So neither of them came close to the overall high score, which is still from the first week that we ran it. So that's 212.8 for Rearview Mirror.
It's a good score, isn't it?
It is a good score. It's a very good score. So that might take some beating. And that the highest overall, so the person with the highest weekly score by the end of the season will get an automatic invite to Warrior Bowl next year. So that's still the front runner for that. Me and you were in last week, as always, but there's probably no need to mention where we came.
I beat you.
You did. You can take the moral victory on that. So
I beat you hard.
You did. I was 20 and you were 19 out of 20. So a solid effort.
Considering we've got the exact same team this week, we're probably going to be 19th and 20th again.
There is a lot of similarity there, in fairness. But to be fair, we did say right at the very start, in no way listen to anything that we're saying with regards to DFS as advice. Because I fully admit that I'm terrible at DFS. So this is in no way advice. It is purely just for entertainment. So go on, hit us with your team this week.
Fitzmagic against the Jets is a no-brainer. Henry should just be able to run all day on Houston. I think James White coming back in is pretty good from a PPR standpoint. I think he will catch a lot of passes. Cooks, I'm banking on him continuing, same as you are. Kenny G, same as you. Preston Williams, he just continues that. Evan Ingram, I think for the price is pretty good. Ridley, Julio's out, is he? Is he in? Is he out? I don't think it really matters against Minnesota, does it? He's probably still going to catch a lot of passes. And you play any DST against the Jets right now, don't you? So, again, very similar to yours, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we've got a lot of similar guys. So I went with Stafford against the Jags. I went with Montgomery against Carolina. Robinson against Jacksonville. Cooks, as you mentioned, again, hopefully that continues. Whether that's a sort of intentional shift in the offense now Bill O'Brien's gone and they use Cooks more, or whether it's just the way that game panned out, we'll have to wait and see. But hopefully that's a little bit of a change of focus. Crowder will gone for again. He just seems to be getting a mountain of targets at the minute against against Miami. Golladay, so obviously stacking Stafford and Golladay. Hopefully they're going to put up some good points against Jackson.
Yeah, he will. I think he's going to catch at the very least one, if not more, touchdowns. Quite
possibly. So Engram, I think they're trying to get Engram more and more involved in the game. They gave him that the end around last week that he scored on. So they're just trying to find ways to get him involved. So again, got him. Gaskin against the Jets because the Jets are terrible, and the Dolphins special
that's
team.
That's a good point from Martin there. I'm actually going to take Ridley out now because he's probably locked down, isn't he?
It might well be. Yeah, it might well be. In fairness, you might need to change that before we get there.
When are they supposed to be playing?
Sunday,
yeah, 6 hours.
I don't know what time.
6 hours.
Probably says on there.
We've made that man very happy with all our Dolphins.
We have, yeah. We have.
And what have I got to spend? I've got.
It might be. To be fair, it might be. At the minute, they've said the game's still going ahead, isn't it? There's nothing changed. Yeah, it was a coach, I think, wasn't it, that's tested positive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it might be that it gets pushed back till Monday, Tuesday.
Right. I'll leave him in there for now. But Martin, if you could just pop round and let me know again as a reminder, that'd be great. Yeah.
To be fair, he's riding high in Warrior Bowl. I can't remember what he said he was now. Top second, did we say he was? He was in the top 5, I think, in the DFS last week. So
he's a man in the know.
If you need somebody to listen to,
yeah,
you listen to him. Don't listen to us.
Do a podcast.
Martin, you can come on here next week and you can give us all your pearls of wisdom.
Yeah.
Because we clearly are fumbling around in the dark, not knowing what we're doing.
We're not actually very good at this, are we?
Well, we never claimed to be.
No, that's very true. At no point did we say we're good at it. We just said we want to raise some money for charity and get an excuse to be away from the missus for a bit. We did say that. That's the fact.
We didn't. Well, I mean, you said the last bit. I did not say that last bit. What?
Yeah.
But
there we go. Kev, thoughts?
I'm a big fan of the Crowder selection there. He's one of those people you wouldn't think about putting a Jet in your team, but it's almost like he's on the Jets play callers fantasy team, and you get 10 points per reception. So it's like, doesn't matter if anyone else is open. I feel like he accounts for about 100% of their passing yards at the minute, doesn't he? So he's kind of getting missed.
If anything, he's 101% of their passing yards somehow.
Yeah, I like Engram as well. I feel like he's a real talent that they've just never. It's never worked for him for whatever reason. So
yeah. I was listening to something today. I can't remember what it was I was listening to, but there was some reporter talking to him, or he was talking to someone else, and they said he's been running too many curl routes and not enough down the seam, and apparently that's going to change now. So he'll be going downfield again, which he's what's good at.
Well, the coaches have said they want to get him involved more.
Yeah. Well, he's not injured. They're probably just surprised he's turned up.
To be fair, that and their offense has got. I know they played Dallas last week, whose defense is not good, but the offense has got. It's been trash, but it is getting slightly less trash as the weeks go on. Yeah. So they are improving a little bit. Freeman ran.
He looks all right.
Reasonably well last week.
Do you think
it's Dallas? But
do you think it would help if the Giants practice during the week rather than just turning up for the games on Sundays, like it appears like they're doing at the minute?
I mean, it can't hurt, can it? I mean,
the Titans. The Titans been in practice and just rocked up and threw 40 points on the Bills.
Or did they? That's the question. That's the issue.
Oh.
So, but yes. Well, obviously the speculation riled Tannehill up, didn't it? And
there was some woman rang the police in Tennessee this week and was like, "I can see 104 people in the car park making a lot of noise. Lots of big guys down there." And the police were
all playing country music.
Yeah, well, just it's the maintenance people.
Well, the Falcons aren't going to be training anymore this week, are they? So we'll see how they get on. If they get on, if they
might make them better.
Is it how hard is it?
Make it worse, can it?
To turn up for a game though and give it to the gargantuan player on your team that's really fast and really strong though, and then everyone's like,
"Are you advocating handing it off more to a running back?" Kev?
I am advocating handing it off more. Yeah, if the person that you've got playing running back looks like a PE teacher playing against a bunch of year 12s, you give him the ball as much as possible.
I'm the
down,
don't you? Kev?
Yeah.
Get to those children today. You mowed them down.
Well, my vision of you playing today, Kev, is a little bit like, you know, that clip of Boris Johnson playing rugby against those kids when he just trucks that kid.
I wish they had his
my
speed.
vision of you.
Is what I would say.
You playing flag football against kids today.
He strikes me as the kind of guy who throws elbows out as well, Kev. You know what I mean? Especially because most of their heads are elbow height. You know, it's quite easy for him just to, you know.
Just a crafty little trip as they're running past. Yeah. Well,
unbelievable.
There we go. So that about brings us to the end for this week.
I have a question for Kevin.
I don't doubt it for a second.
I have a question for Kevin. Kevin.
Yes.
If you had to wear one type of hat every day for the rest of your life, what type of hat would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably a flat cap.
Why?
Goes with everything. Formal, street, BMX, flat cap.
Old people,
Street?
young people.
Yeah.
What do you mean by street, Kev?
I mean like the cobbled streets of Yorkshire when I'm out delivering bread for people.
Turn it backwards.
He's spoken like a proper Yorkshireman.
Pushing a hoop with a stick.
Whip it.
Yeah. Going to football match, a wooden rattle around the head.
Yeah, nice.
Goes with all of those scenarios. Goes with all of those situations.
That's a very good answer.
Thank you.
Like a true northerner.
What's your answer?
It's not even thought of an answer to his own question.
You know what? I haven't.
It's because he normally tries to skirt around it.
I've been blown away by Kev's answer. I'd wear a fedora. Oh yeah, no, I would wear a fedora. We were talking about this the other day, and when I say we, I mean me and my missus, because I think men's formal wear should come back in, especially after this prolonged period of people dressing in nothing but really old shorts and t-shirts that have been in the bottom of washing baskets for the past 4 days. I think they should bring in proper coats and proper hats with a nice fedora and a nice overcoat. I'd be really happy. What do you think?
I think you would look, I can picture you more in one of those hats you get at Blackpool that's got like the hands on it that when you pull the string, they clap.
Okay, well, I've got one of those as well upstairs, so that's...
Oh, of course you have. Of course you
Yeah,
have.
that's fine.
I think that's more in suiting.
Sunshine, what hat are you wearing for the rest of your life? God,
I like the fedora idea. I do quite like the fedora idea.
I'm wearing the fedora, mate.
I'm not sure I can pull it off though, to be perfectly honest. And in fairness, whenever I wear a hat, which is generally just a baseball cap, my wife always tells me my head's too big to wear a hat. So and that I don't suit them. So
well, if you wear you wear a baseball cap, turn it backwards, and then you'll be cool. Like the kids.
Will I?
Yeah. Kev?
I'm English. I'm not sure I can get away with that.
Big old cowboy hat might work.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
That might sort of draw away the attention from the size of my Swede.
Martin is having a blinder. I've just seen his comment.
Yeah, he's right. He's spot on.
Helmet with beer cans on the side. It's very. To be fair, that's the obvious answer we've all missed, isn't it?
What terrible answers we gave.
I'd go well with like Zoom when you're on Zoom at work, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like, right, have you got anything?
Change it out for water, for professional occasions. What Was the requirement of the rule that you have to wear the hat the whole time, or is the only hat you're allowed to wear?
Yeah, but you have to wear it every day.
Okay.
All day.
Yeah. I like it. Beer can helmet.
Enjoy your backwards.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Although my hat would work if you got a job as a chauffeur, the beer can hat, not so much.
Could be problematic.
Even if you changed it for some Red Bulls, you'd keep banging it when you're getting in the car, wouldn't you? So
yeah.
True. Well, on that note, Martin's wrapped it up beautifully, I think. Put us all to shame. That'll about do us for this week. So thank you very much, Kev, Foley, for joining me. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for those guys that have commented and joined in along the way. We hope you enjoyed that. Good luck this week in Warrior Bowl, and we will see you all next week.
See you next week.
I'm going to preemptively get a lead on and change my name to 2 and 4. Just to save time. Get ready.
Get ahead. Well done, mate. Efficient. See ya.